I have reviewed the setup from earlier, and I've decided to make the East Japan Edge services set to 10.1.2.0/27, and then the gateway subnet is 10.1.2.16/28, which gives me 11 plus 5 as you reserved. Okay, so not many addresses, but dedicated for the gateway subnet. So click OK, and let's see if that's successful. Failed to add subnet gateway virtual network. Error subnet gateway is not valid in virtual network EJP net. Quite worrying, that one, but let's have a look again. Gateway 10.1.2, and I tell it to choose. Let's start from 17, 28, 16, 28, and I do OK again. It's failing. Alright, let's go to drawing. Let's go to drawing board and refresh. What do I have there already? Alright, let's try and do that. 10.2.0.16/28. Created my address space in there. That's successful, so I would, no need to get rid of this for now. But so what I had to do was go and create an address space. Don't forget, sometimes you have to check here. And I wanted the subnets, the gateway subnet, to come from the 10.2 and /27. So 27 to 32 is 5. 2 to the power 5, 32 minus 2. It's 30 available hosts, but of course it's minus 5 for Azure, so you're going to get 27. And the subnets, I've created the subnets, gateway subnets, which is coming from the address space up there. So when I go back into the drawing over here, and I go to network watcher and topology, select that. So now we do have a gateway subnet dedicated for Japan. We have one for Korea South. I want to connect gateway subnet. So the next step, the first step is you create your gateway subnet. Second is you have to go and create a virtual network gateway. So let's see if I got something here. So virtual network gateway, let me go back into home, virtual network gateways. I want to create one for Korea first, and I'll give it a name, Korea South virtual network G. Of course, if it's Korea South, you choose the right location, and it's, when you find it, tell me please. Korea Central, no. Korea South, Asia. Sometimes I can't find where it is. uh, Hang on, is that Korea South? Let's have a look. Yeah, Korea South. So where's Korea South? Over here. Alright, let's go back and do virtual network gateway. Don't have it here, so you can go all services and then type virtual network gateway. So I want to add one, and I hope to find the location very quickly, guys. So it's let me look for the region first. I only see Korea Central. Do you guys see Korea South here? I don't see Korea South. Here we go, South Korea, and it's Korea South. Yeah, meaningful names. I'm choosing VPN Gateway 1, so Microsoft will build on that appliance. Generation 1, and the virtual network, of course, is Korea South. And it's chosen the right subnets. Okay. Public IP address name, Korea South, pip, and that's it. Review and create that. Once it's passed the validation, I'll go and create. So that's Korea South. Let's head over to Japan. So when I refresh this, and come back into this, Korea South is still building in the background somewhere. It's on the way. It takes a bit of time, but let's go to Japan and build a new one for Japan. So to do that, click home. You can go all services or create a resource, and over here I can go into networking. Then I'll look for virtual network. Now it's not obvious here, so I can just type virtual network gateway, and I can create one. So it brings me back the same way. So service is quite easy. It's pretty straightforward there. So this is Japan, and the name is East Japan. So another location. So East Japan virtual network gateway, and let's look for East Japan. Hopefully I'm quite fast to find this today. And it's Japan East. Excellent. The network is Japan. It has a subnet to choose from. So gateway subnet is chosen that. Look up here addressed is Japan. And I'll just do EJP PIP. It's easier. PIP. Okay, and review that. And then recreate that. So let's see, it's still in deployment mode. It's still doing its work, and I can come down here and refresh the view by going down this way, going back. Select my topology. And as you can see, Korea South is showing a virtual network gateway, and so with this I can now connect to another office somewhere, which is going to be the Japan one, or I can connect to the United States. And so this is how it looks. Let's zoom this up a bit more, and let's actually select Korea South so you see how it looks like really. So gateway subnets, you got your virtual network gateway VNG, and this is actually an appliance built, which is like a file that will speak to another and can run things like IPsec. So it's quite brilliant. Whilst it's doing, let's have a quick look at Japan, and Japan is still underway. So I'll pause it because it might take a bit of time, and then we can get into connecting the map. Alright, so see you shortly. Again, as you saw earlier, I was building the virtual network gateway. It takes a bit of time for it to complete. It still says your deployment is underway, but it doesn't stop us from building our connections. So I'm going to go ahead now and review what's been done so far. And our attention, of course, it's on Korea South and East Japan. And as you can see, we have our VNGs, East Japan Virtual Network Gateway and Korea South Virtual Network Gateway. Let's make it a bit bigger and a bit more. Okay. So what I intend to do now is to go to East Japan Virtual Network Gateway and create a connection. Now, the type of connection that you create is based on what you're connecting to. So over here, I've clicked into that. Let's go back down here. Discard that. Okay. So you click into this one here, then go into connections. I'm going to add my connection, and I'm going to call it East Japan Virtual Network Connection. It's a VNet to VNet because that's the intention. Because it's not a site to site, I don't have a physical on-prem, so it's a VNet to VNet. And I'm coming from, yes, so it's yes, and then over here it's still building, so I need to wait a little bit. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna have to wait a bit more to connect these two because it's still building, as it still says it's let's see if the gateways subnets are connected to the virtual network gateway. So let's go back in here and have a look down here. So East Japan Virtual Network Gateway subnet. So it's there, connected. Okay, so that's connected, all right. And if I replace East JP with Korea South, I see my gateway subnet there because that was in different address space, connected devices. The gateway subnet is also connected. Okay, so it's already on that level, but of course the virtual network gateway is still building, and I may still have to take a bit of time. But what you do is, let's get back into our network watcher. So you come down here, you do connections, do add connection, and East JP virtual network connection. Then afterwards, I'm selecting VNet to VNet. So it says use a VNet to VNet connection to connect to Azure Virtual Networks. Okay, as long as they call VNets, but then use a site-to-site VPN connection to connect your on-prem network with Azure Virtual Network. So we're gonna go for VNet to VNet. It's a global VNet peering, and the first one is Japan Virtual Network Gateway, and the second one is, and it's not ready yet, and that's what I can do. But then you do it this way, and shared key, you can call it a good name like East JP Korea South 24/7 VNet key. That is the example I'm just using here because I did the same on the other side, and this takes a long time to build. So the same thing, let's move over here and duplicate the tab. And this time connections again, but we're going to go to Korea. All right, Korea South. So network watcher, go to Korea topology. Let's go Korea South here. Click into that. I know it's still building, but the earlier I show you how it's done, the better, because it takes a long time for that to complete. Go over here, and you'd also say, for example, Korea South virtual network connection, and it's yet again it's site to site. And of course, it's chosen Korea South virtual network gateway, and I'll select Japan. The two of them need to be ready, and the preset key must be the same. And then you go ahead and then you do OK over here, and over here too you go ahead and do OK. And once the two of them are done, it will be connected. It's still doing, as you can see, it takes a long time, still not done. Network watcher again. Okay, one finished, excellent. Oh, that's great news. Okay, let's go back here again, and I need to refresh that. So let's add a connection again. Let's learn more. What's going on there? Okay, let's go into the network virtual connection. Let's discard that for now. So that's the one you're going for. I'm going to add a connection again. And like I said, Korea South VNC. To use a virtual network with a connection, it must be associated to a virtual network gateway. And okay, let's go to the gateways and have a quick look, because it doesn't make sense to me at the moment. So do that. So let's go Korea South, subnets, virtual network gateway. There's nothing else here. There's nothing else here. So I really don't understand what's doing that. I can look into it, of course, but and then I can put an update in the comments for you. But basically, you have your address space. The address space 192.168.0 overlaps with 192.168.0 in virtual network US. That's fine. They're not in the same region, and I'm not going to connect it to them. So it just warned me. I'm not going to use that. But my gateway subnet is here, and when I come in here, I'll already see okay, well, Azure may be having a bit of trouble there, but that's the procedure. You create your gateway subnet, your virtual network gateway, and then you create a connection. And so thank you for viewing and enduring the challenges you have with cloud platforms like Azure from time to time, but it always works. And I'll show you a picture of when I've finished building that, or locating why it's done what it's done, and then we can take it from there. So I hope this has been good and you've enjoyed your time with me. The links, as promised, will be in the description below. Thank you. See ya.